Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Volunteer Park, home of Eastland baseball. As we continue on here on Channel 15 with the Lynn City Series, this is Wyoma, the visiting team taking on Westland. Westland, they're both Red Sox. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Red Sox are going to win this game. Both teams are Red Sox. Westland has already won a game. They won the opening game of the tournament against Pine Hill. For Wyoma, Brock Hogan, the shortstop, is the hitter. Luke Phelps, the third baseman, bats second. Michael Nerrick, the catcher, bats third. So we're going to miss for strike three. Pitching and batting fourth, Nick Kokanizis. Matt Zukowski, the son of classical coach, first baseman, batting fifth. Braden Nicosia, the second baseman, hits number 6. Batting seventh and playing center field, Lucas Downey. The left fielder, Sam Morris, hits 8th. And Ben Pena, the right fielder, bats number 9. This is Luke Phelps. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think he's the son. He might be the nephew of Timmy Phelps, but certainly a member of the Phelps family, famous, outstanding family in Lynn. 2 up, 2 down versus strikeouts. Brendan Malloy is the pitcher on the mound for Westland. He pitched an inning and a third in the first game last night. Finished up the game after Merriman had a great outing, giving up 1 hit, striking out 12. Malloy came in, struck out 3, retired 4 in a row. Punch towards first base, foul. That's Mike Zukowski coaching first base. In for a strike. I might mention Michael Nerrick is from a pretty good family in the city as well. Lisa does a great job at the city. A couple of the other Nerricks are police officers. Hit in the air. Pitcher try to make a one-handed catch. Dropped it. Nerrick reaches on the error. Kokanizis, the pitcher. Well, they always have the long names, the pitching, so you have to talk about them more than the other players. Almost every pitch. Off the pitcher's glove. Ooh. Everybody around me said, safe, and they called him out. That play actually goes 1 to 4 to 3 because it went off the pitcher's glove. That was very close at first base. So Wyoma gets a base runner on the error. 2 strikeouts for Malloy. The error doesn't hurt. And Westland will get a chance to get on top. Aiden Peterson, the shortstop, will lead it off. Playing second and batting second, Albert Collado. Catching and batting third, Rowan Merriman, who we mentioned did a great job on the mound last night. The pitcher, Brendan Malloy, will hit in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing third base, Dante Giordano. The first baseman, Gianni Bernabel, will hit number 6. Batting seventh and playing left field, Tyrese Spain. Ezekiel Sanchez, the right fielder, bats 8th. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order, batting 9th, is the center fielder, Manny Rodriguez. Nick Concanizis on the mound for Wyoma. First southpaw we've seen. Wyoma had to play, West Lynn had to play an opening game. Wyoma drew a bye, so they're playing their first game. East Lynn won the game this afternoon. That puts them in the finals of the winners bracket. Pine Hill and Lynn Show will play the first game of the losers bracket on Monday night. And they'll both be looking for their first runs. They both got shut out 10-0. Slap to second base. Braden Nicosia. I think he's a 9-year-old. Makes the play. His father was helping coach the team. His grandfather is Tony Nicosia, a very good player at St. Mary's, a teammate of mine. And does a lot for the city of Lynn through his restaurant on Franklin Street. A little bit of a curveball drops in. That one dropped in as well on the corner. Hit foul out of play over into the bullpen area behind first base. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Hit to short. Nice play by the shortstop, Brock Hogan. Over to Zukowski at first base. Two up, two down. Rowan Merriman, the catcher. Mentioned did a great job. Struck out 12. Up and away for a ball. Gave up one hit and hit a batter. 2 base runners. Solid shot. Foul over the right field fence. Down the right field foul line. One the count as the pitch comes up. Line to the left field is going to drop for a base hit. Off the left fielder. Merman's going to scoot into second. He gets a base hit, and the arrow will put him in scoring position. So Wyoma had the first 2 out, got reached on an error. Now, West Lynn, the first 2 are out. They get a base hit. The error puts them in scoring position for Brendan Malloy, the pitcher. He can help himself. Drops down and in for a ball, 2-0. That's low for a ball. No, they called it a strike. I guess they put a strike up on the board. I guess they should let the umpires call the balls and strikes from. Can't do it from center field. Off the glove, bounced in the dirt. The wild pitch will move Merriman to third. 60 feet away from giving West Lynn a lead. I've been doing every game. I'll do it again. A tip of the hat to all the people, all the workers, the mothers and relatives who work on the concession stands, the coaches, the people who work on the ground school. And they've had to do a job this year with all the rain and terrible weather we've had. They've really had to work to keep the fields in shape. They've done a great job, and then they coach, and they get the kids playing, and they do a great job. It takes up a lot of their time. Call third strike. And they don't get paid a penny. It's all gratis. And everybody in the city of Lynn should give a big thank you to all of these people, whether it's Pop Warner, Babe Ruth, Little League. They do a tremendous job. They keep these kids active during the summer. We finished an inning. We're right back where we started. Both Red Sox teams, Wyoma and West Lynn, 0-0 at the end of one. Matt Zukowski, we mentioned, son of Coach Mike from Classical, who's done a terrific job with the Classical Rams. Made the tournament again this year. They're now playing in the Greater Boston League instead of the Northeastern Conference. Takes the pitch, first strike. Two quick strikes. Hit foul off the backstop. West Lynn, obviously one of the inaugural teams. Little League started 1951. Eastland and Westland were the only two leagues. And Eastland did a great job. They were one win away from going to the World Series in Williamsport. They lost their great pitcher, Mr. Jarvis. He was ill. He couldn't pitch. Nobody hit him. They lost the final game 1-0. They were that close to going to Williamsport. And the league just grew from there. Just kept growing. Call third strike.
Now batting for Wyoma Red Sox, number 2.
Started from those two, it went up to 7. It's now down to 5. The other two were a second West Lynn team, the West Lynn Nationals. It lasted a while and then had some problems and kind of folded. And then there was the Central League that my father and myself and were involved in, coaching and managing, and used the Eastland field that was next to Manning Bowl at the time. That lasted a couple of years, and then they were gone. It's down now to the 5 that are playing in the tournament now. Swing and a miss. So Braden Nicosia goes down on strikes.
Now batting for Wyoma Red Sox, number 7.
Malloy starts the second inning. He started the first inning with 2 swinging strikeouts. Lucas Downey, the center fielder, is the hitter. Wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. Swing and shoot again, 1-2. Let's see what that was about. I think the on-deck hitter was over in the bullpen area swinging a bat. He was outside the park. The official said, the umpire said, you got to get back in the dugout. hit foul at home plate. Down and away for a ball. We got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inning number 2. Down and away, the count goes full. And it's ball 4. So almost a mirror image of the first inning. Boys struck out the first 2. Michael Nerrick reached on an error. And now he strikes out the first 2. Lucas Downey reaches on a walk. And Sam Morris, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Swing and a miss. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. High for a ball. The runner goes. Safe at second base. Boy, they must have tagged him high because he looked like he was out by a mile. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So he gives up the walk, but he strikes out the side. Wyoma gets a runner in scoring position, but they leave him there. As did Westland in the top of the bottom of the first inning. Five strikeouts in 2 innings. We told you last night, Malloy, when he came in relief of Merriman, got the last 4 outs. 3 of them were strikeouts. Now 5 of the 6 now. That's 8 out of 10. He's got strikeouts pitching in this tournament. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for West Lynn. Dante Giordano, Gianni Bernabel, Tyrese Spain. I wasn't sure this tournament was going to continue. The Gallant tournament, which is teams from the cities, it's like an all-star team from different cities around Salem, Peabody, Gloucester, Beverly, Danvers. They canceled it. Their tournament's been for many years. They canceled their tournament. Jeff Earp, who runs the Babe Ruth program and does a great job at Babe Ruth, is considering bringing one of those bringing that tournament to Lynn, which would be great. Dante Giordano. Then Babe Ruth had a great program. All 3 of them went tournament. The 14-year-olds went to the state final and lost in extra innings. Lined in the center field for a base hit. It got trapped, and a good thing it got trapped. That would have been extra bases. Ben Pena lined that shot, Dante Giordano lined that shot at the center field, and Lucas Downey went down and just olayed it. He trapped it, kept it to a single, If he doesn't get in his glove, it's going to go by him to the fence and probably win 2 or 3, a double or a triple. Gianni Pernabel is the hitter. Down the way for a ball, 2-0. Westland put up 10 runs last night. They had a lot of base hits. That one bounced before home plate. A little hesitation. A very nice throw by Nerek and a nice tag by Hogan, the shortstop. They laid it down, and Giordano slid right into the tag. They waited a little bit, but then the umpire made the call. So 2-6 is the out. So we got a break because that ball. The throw drew the first baseman off the bag. So the error allows Bernabel to reach. That last pitch that they threw the runner out, that was a great play by the catcher, Nerek. The ball bounced halfway to home plate. He had to field the bounce and then make the throw, and Hogan laid it down. High and away for a ball. So Bernabel at first base with 1 out. In for strike. Down and in for a ball. Hit the shot. They throw it into the outfield. Bernabel goes over to third on the error. They had the play. So they made a nice play throwing the runner out at second base. Now back-to-back errors have put runners at first and third for West Lynn. Ezekiel Sanchez is the hitter. They had the force easy, but they threw it behind the second baseman. Down the way for a ball. Way wide. That's a nice job by Nerek, the catcher, to go get that. That was ticketed for the backstop. Popped up. Not high enough or deep enough for anybody to go get it. Right in front of the Westland dugout. 2-1 the count. I don't know if you got a piece of that. It's a strike anyway. Spain went to second base, so it's second or third now with 1 out. Sanchez would like to at least put the ball in play and get Westland on the board. Down the way, the count goes full. So a big pitch coming up. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. 2 away. Manny Rodriguez is the hitter. I hope you can hear me with the plane flying overhead, just leaving, I guess, going to Logan. In for a strike. So Wesleyan got a run at the third, and the first inning was 2 outs. They got a run first and third with only 1 out. But now there's 2 outs, so they're hoping they don't come up empty again. In for a strike, 1 and 2. Off to catch his glove. Never kept it close, so nobody's going anywhere. Deuces wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, inning number 2. Just missed outside, and the count goes full. Swing and a miss. So they get first and third with 1 out. And Carganizis comes up with 2 big strikeouts. And Wesleyan again threatens but can't score. And once again, we finished 2 and we're still dead even. Wyoma nothing, Wesleyan nothing at the end of 2. As we start the third inning, it'll be 9-1 and 2 for Wyoma. I just found out that I mentioned Michael Nerrick behind the plate catching is from an outstanding family in the city. Lisa Nerrick obviously working hand in hand with the mayor and the different departments in the city. Does a great job with the parks and everything else that she works on. But I just realized now that he's related to the Rowe family. Joe Rowe was put a lifetime in Lynn as an outstanding police officer. And Tommy Rowe was an outstanding hockey player, went to play in the pros and became, I don't know, was assistant general manager or general manager of one of the pro teams. So the Rose and the Nerricks combining are 2 outstanding families from the city of Lynn. This is Ben Pena, the right fielder. Chases that pitch. It was way over his head. That was ball 4. And he swings through. So Malloy comes back. He was behind, and he comes back and strikes him out. So Malloy started each inning with a strikeout. Brock Hogan struck out leading off the ball game. It's hit foul to the backstop. If Malloy could strike Hogan out, it would be 3 straight innings with 2 strikeouts starting the inning. He's got 6 strikeouts with 1 out in the 3rd inning. So 7 outs, 6 strikeouts, and he got an assist on the other out because it went off his glove to the second baseman who, on a very close play, threw the opposing pitcher out at first base. That's the only ball really put in play. There was an error. In for a strike. The error was on the pitcher himself for dropping a pop-up. The other base runner was a walk, so only 2 balls have been put in play by Wyoma. Wide and low, and we got 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brock Hogan is the shortstop. Chased that pitch that was way down. So he does it. Luke Phelps, the third baseman, struck out swinging. So Malloy is consistent. He struck out the first two hitters in each of the 3 innings. He got the side in the second inning. Luke Phelps is one of those, he throws right, bats left. He's the third baseman for Wyoma. High for a ball. Down and in for a ball. We should mention the reason we're here at Volunteer Field is because East Lynn are the defending champs in the City Series. And they took one step towards defending their championship, knocking off Lynn Shore in the game before this. That one looked like it got away from Malloy. He threw that about 8 feet wide of home plate off the backstop. Just put both hands over his head and said, what did I just do? 3-1 the count. And that's ball 4. So it's almost a mirror image in all 3 innings. Malloy struck out the first 2. The third batter reached. First inning was an error. Second inning was a walk. Now it's a walk. Michael Nerrick hit a little pop-up down the first base side that was dropped by the pitcher, reaching base in the first inning. Chops it to short. Peterson makes the unassisted play. So once again, Wyoming gets a base runner. Once again, they're left on base. Two more strikeouts. 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. And again, West Lynn will have a chance to get on the board first. I think I'd go back and saying, if you weren't with us at the beginning, 1951 was the year that Little League started here in Lynn. East Lynn versus West Lynn. Ballooned into 7 different leagues around the city. Cut down to 6 and then cut down to the 5 now. Lynn Shore and Pine Hill, East Lynn, West Lynn, and Wyoma. But it's a shame to see the leagues really dwindling. I don't know how much longer they're going to last. With flag football league going year-round at Manning Field, with soccer programs, with the AAU programs, even now. AAU never went down. Now they got AAU programs for 10, 11, and 12-year-olds. I don't, for the life of me, understand why any parent would pay thousands of dollars for their 10, 11, 12-year-old kids to play AAU baseball. It baffles me, even 13 and 14-year-olds, because they're still too young. They need a lot of work, and they can play with their friends, and it doesn't cost you any money. Hit down the first base line. He beats it for a base hit. Hayden Peterson. Second inning in a row, they got the leadoff hitter on. Last inning, Nerrick behind the plate made a great play and threw the runner out going to second base on a pitch that bounced in the dirt. Runner thought he was going to go in easily. Squared like he was going to bunt. Albert Collado took the pitch for a ball. He bounced out short to first as one trip. Tried to bunt and missed it. That was down and in. That was ball two. Almost hit him in the shoes. 1-1 the count to the West Lynn second baseman. Popped up right behind the pitcher. It drops safe at second. A little pop-up. The only one that could have possibly had a play on it was the pitcher. Went over his head, bounced between the mound and second base, and it just died. And normally the runner at first would be out because he would have been holding up to see if the ball was going to be caught, but he took off. And Peterson's able to get to second base. Rowan Merriman got a base hit his first time up. So once again, West Lynn has a threat. They got a run at the third in the first inning. They had second and third with one out in the second. And Concanizes got two big strikeouts. Now they got first and second with nobody out for Rowan Merriman, the number 3 hitter. Two on the count as that pitch was low. Pitching wide for ball 3. Got to come in with a pitch here. He's going to load the bases. Gets a piece and fouls it into the mitt. Michael Nerrick holds on. And the count goes 3-2. So another big pitch for both teams. Popped up. The runner was off the base at first base. He was going. I don't know where he was going with a pop up to the pitcher.
Now batting for the West Lynn Red Sox, number 5, Brennan.
And they nailed Collado. On the out at first base. Peterson gets to third. So what looked promising, 2-1, nobody out, all of a sudden becomes a runner at third with 2 outs. Brendan Malloy can help himself here. In for a strike. They throw it back to the pitcher, and he's safe. He steals home. Peterson was halfway home when they threw the ball back to the pitcher. And he slides under the tag, and he gives West Lynn a 1-0 lead. They didn't look him back. He was way off the bag at third. And as soon as they lobbed the ball back to the pitcher, he took off, and he beat the throwback. And he gets West Lynn on the board. That pitch broke down, and then he looked like Tiger Woods trying to chip that onto the green. Swung that from down around his ankles. Hit in the air. Dropping in for a base hit just inside the right field foul line.
Now batting for the West Lynn Red Sox, number 8,
Dante Giordano got a base hit, and he was the one that got thrown out trying to go to second base. Little tapper towards third. Nerrick lets it go foul. A swinging bunt. Giordano was the base runner when the ball, I guess it kind of slipped out of the hands of Concanizes. It bounced halfway to home plate. Nerrick blocked it, quickly got to it, and made a great throw. to the shortstop Hogan, who laid the tag on Giordano to get him out. And it was a big play because the next two hitters reached on errors and got stranded at second and third. So that was a big play in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch. Strike three called. So West Lynn breaks the drought. Peterson stealing home. Gives West Lynn a 1-0 lead. It's West Lynn 1, Wyoma nothing at the end of 3. Aiden Peterson, who just gave West Lynn the lead, now will try to hold it down. He's the new pitcher. Brendan Malloy will go to shortstop. So Malloy pitches 3, gives up 2 hits, struck out 7, walked 2, didn't give up any runs. He could get the win. Peterson just gave him a 2-0 lead. Nick Caucasinus. Caucanesis. He was the one that hit off the pitcher's glove and the second baseman threw him out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Peterson takes up where Malloy left off, getting a strikeout leading off the inning. That's 4 straight innings with a strikeout leading off. Matt Zukowski takes the pitch for a strike. He was a strikeout victim leading off the second inning. Hit foul. That's Coach Peterson making the play over at the West Lynn dugout. Wide for a ball, 1-2. Swing and a miss. And he really does keep up the Malloy trend. That's 4 straight innings that West Lynn has struck out the first 2 hitters. Malloy did it the first 3 innings. Peterson comes on and does it in this inning. Braden Nicosia takes the pitch for a strike. He was a strikeout victim. He's only a 9th. A 9-year-old. Waves at the pitch for strike 2. Right down the middle for strike 3. That's impressive. Peterson comes in and strikes out the side. Malloy did it in the second inning, but he gave up a walk in between. Ten strikeouts for West Lynn pitching. They lead at 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the West Lynn Red Sox. If West Lynn could hold on to this and win, it would be East Lynn and West Lynn playing in the winner's bracket final, and they would be the first 2 leagues in the city, as I mentioned, way back when, 1951. And I know that because I played back then. That's how old I am. I had 1 year of eligibility left when they started the Little League program.
Now batting for the West Lynn Red Sox, number 13,
Gianni Bernabel, the first baseman, reached on an error. One of two that Wyoming made in the second inning, but they get out of it because Hawkinizis struck out the next two hitters. That was after a base hit, and that great play by Nerrick, picking a ball that bounced in the dirt and throw the runner out, trying to go to second base, thinking it was a wild pitch. It was a wild pitch, but Nerrick fielded it cleanly and made the play. That was a little bit inside. It actually went behind the hitter, Bernabel. He had to move towards the left-hand hitter's batter's box to get out of the way of that one. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Strike 3 called.
Now batting for the Westwood Red Sox, number 7, Tyrese.
5 strikeouts for Kokanizis. Tyrese Spain reached on an error. He hit a ground ball to short. When they tried to get the force at second, they threw it behind the second baseman into right field. That one bounces in. Nice stop by Nerrick. Way up and away. 3-0. That one's in for a strike. Hit to third, right through the wickets. He'll reach on the error again.
Now batting for the Westwood Red Sox, number 10.
Hogan tried to make the play. It went right through the third baseman. Hogan backed him up, made a good strong throw, but Spain beat it. Ezekiel Sanchez struck out his one trip. Hit the shot right off the shortstop. They did this before. This is almost a replay of the second inning. After an out, 2 straight errors. 5 errors by Wyoma. First and second with 1 out. Manny Rodriguez up and away for a ball. Hit the second base. They get 1. They throw it away at first and the run's going to score. So they got the force. Wyoming giving it away here. Three straight errors. Spain hustled around third when they threw the ball away at first base. They got the force at second. For the second out. They threw it away at first base. Spain hustled around and scored. In for a strike. Rodriguez winds up at second base. And Aiden Peterson is the hitter. Pops it up off the screen. Actually, it looked like it went over the screen. 3 consecutive errors. 6 errors in 4 innings for Wyoma. That one goes to the backstop. The runner goes to third. Hit back to the pitcher, and they'll get the third out as they get Peterson. But Wyoma, little Christmas in July, they hand over 3 consecutive errors. They take advantage. Wesleyan gets another run. We finished 4 here at Volunteer Field. 2-0 Wesleyan over Wyoma. Lucas Downey, the center fielder, walked his one trip. Pitch was way up and in, and he swung right through it. That was not close to being a strike. I keep missing. They love those high pitches. Waves at that pitch down and away. Quickly, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Fifth straight inning that Wesleyan has struck out the first batter. Malloy did it the first 3. Peterson has done it the last 2. Sam Morris, the left fielder, struck out. Takes the pitch for a strike. Hit foul past first base. 0-2 the count. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. This is like history being made here. 5 straight innings. Wesleyan has struck out the first 2 hitters. Well, we got a runner on in the first 3, but Peterson struck out the side in the 4th. A little tapper towards third. It's going to be a base hit. They can't get him. Just a little number. That's the first hit for Wyoma. They had 3 base runners, an error and 2 walks. That's the first hit, just like a swinging bunt down the third baseline. Peterson had retired 5 in a row. Brock Hogan has struck out twice. And the catcher took the brunt of that one. Trying to shake it off. Trying to walk it off. We hope Merriman's going to be okay. One strike the count. Hogan is the shortstop. Missing wide for a ball. Hit foul. Another nice play by Peterson, the coach, over at the Wesleyan dugout. The weather was good all day. It's still comfortable, but it's cool. It's really cooled off. You got to have a sweatshirt or a jacket. Swing and a miss. They strike out the side for the second time. He gave up the only hit that Wyoma has, but Peterson has got 6 outs, all 6 of them strikeouts. Wyoma's down to their last 3 outs. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for West Lynn as we start the bottom of the 5th. Pitching has been outstanding for West Lynn. They pitched a shutout last night. 18 strikeouts between Merriman and Malloy. Merriman got 12 of them. Malloy came in, and he got 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. Peterson has come on and got 6 in 2 innings.
Attention fans, the concession stand will be closing in 15 minutes.
13 strikeouts
Concession stand will be closing in 15 minutes. Thank you.
in 15 outs. I hit off the pitcher's glove. There was second baseman threw the runner out at first. I grounded a shot after a walk, a force at second. And those are the only 2 balls put in play for outs outside of strikeouts. Last night, West Lynn was 15 strikeouts in 18 hitters.
Leading off for the West Lynn Red Sox, number 9, Albert Colado.
Looks like Hogan is the new pitcher. Nerrick is not the catcher. Nerrick, what a big boy Nerrick is. I hope he plays basketball. He's got to be almost 6 feet tall. He's the new shortstop. Colado draws a walk.
Now batting for the West Lynn Red Sox, number 1, Rowan Merriman.
Rowan Merriman has singled and popped to the pitcher, which turned into a double play. And that helped West Lynn get their 1 run because in doubling the runner at first, Peterson hustled from second, went to third, and then Peterson wound up stealing home for the first run. Hit in the air. It drops in for a base hit. Excellent try by Nicosia, just off his glove. Merriman's got his second hit. 2-1, nobody out. Brendan Malloy struck out and singled. He dropped one just inside the right field line. High and away for a ball. Still hard to believe Nerrick is 12 years old. He looks like he's an adult. He is huge. I didn't realize how big he was because he was behind the plate. Now he's at shortstop. And he looks like a man against boys. He is a big boy. You can probably see the 15 on his back on your screen. High and tight for a ball. And that's a call third strike.
Now batting for the Western Red Sox, number 8, Giordano.
Dante Giordano singled and struck out. And again, after he singled, he got thrown out trying to go to second base. And again, a terrific play by Nerek when he was behind the plate. That one goes to the backstop. Catcher had no chance for that. So West Lynn is threatened just about every inning. Even the first, they had a runner at third with 2 outs. Tries to bunt and fouls it off. Bunts it foul. High for a ball. I'm guessing that it's Zukowski behind the plate. By process of elimination, looking at all the numbers. Hit foul to the backstop. The count stays 2-2. Over his head, 3-2. That's ball 4. So the bases are loaded.
For the Western Red Sox, number 13,
Gianni Bernabel reached on an error and struck out. West Lynn trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Nice stop by Zukowski. Nice little smidgen of fans all around the outfield fence. Behind first base as well. High for ball 2. Hits it foul off to the right side. In for a strike, evens the count at 2. High for ball 3, so a very big pitch coming up. Full count, 3-2, the bases loaded. 1 out. And that's way wide for ball 4. Bernabel will get an RBI with the walk.
Now batting for the Westland Red Sox, number 7, Tyrese Spain.
So the bases are still loaded. Harry Spain reached on an error and reached on an error. He scored the second run to give Westland a little bit of breathing room. He takes the pitch for a strike. I think he was just looking. I don't think he was trying to bunt. Low for a ball. So the run they got in the fourth inning, they got it without a base hit, 3 consecutive errors. Now they get a run in this inning and 3 walks contributing. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Now batting for the Westland Red Sox, number 10.
2 away. Ezekiel Sanchez struck out, reached on an error. 6 errors for Wyoma have been the difference in the game. Pop foul over the Westland dugout. Wide for a ball. I'm looking at Nerrick at shortstop, and I'm looking at the pitcher Hogan on the mound. You'd have to have at least 2 of the Hogans to get up to the size of Nerrick. It's like before and after. Way wide, goes to the backstop. The runner scores on the wild pitch. So they had 2 coming in. They get 2 in the inning. It's now 4-0. Hit to first base. They'll get out of the inning, but not before Westland puts 2 more on the board. They only got 1 base hit, 3 walks, the wild pitch, and Wyoma down to the last 3 outs. Westland 3 outs away from moving in and taking on East Lynn in the City Series winners bracket final. 4-0 Westland over Wyoma at the end of 5. Luke Phelps will lead it off. He has struck out and walked. In for a strike. Aiden Pearson trying to nail it down. He could get the save. The win will go to Malloy. Pearson has been given a couple of more runs to work with as he swings through the pitch for strike 2. Waves of the pitch for strike 3. And I'm still amazed. 6 straight innings. Westland has started the inning with a strikeout. "14 strikeouts. A bomb over the fence. Michael Nerrick. I thought that was going to land in my lap or in the lap of our cameraman. Gets Wyoma on the board. He got all of that one. He drilled it right over my head, well over the fence. Hit the second base. They make the play at first. Wyoma's down to the last out.
Now batting for the Wyoma Red Sox, number 13, Matt
Matt Sirkowski has struck out twice. Once against Malloy, once against Peterson. "14 strikeouts. They got 15 last night. Peterson struck out the side twice. Malloy did it once. Wide for a ball. One down to the last strike. Some of the Westland fans are already celebrating firecrackers. Hit to short. Nice pick at first base. Bernabo with a nice pick as Malloy throws the runner out. So Westland wins their second game in the tournament, and it will be the two original leagues, Eastland, Westland, playing in the City Series winners bracket final. For Wyoma, the home run by Nerrick is the one run, got it in the 6th inning. 14 strikeouts, 29 strikeouts by Westland pitching in two games. The only other base hit was a single by Ben Pena, as Westland pitching shut Wyoma down completely. Westland got one run in the 3rd inning. Peterson with a single. Went to second on a single by Collado. There was a double play, a pop-up to the pitcher. They doubled the runner off at first. Peterson hustled into third on the play, and then he stole home for the run that almost made the difference in the game. Nerrick's home run otherwise would have been the winning run. They got another run in the 4th inning. Three errors helped the cause. And then a wild pitch, another error. 3 errors in the inning. Back to back. Spain scored the run to make it 2-0. And then they got 2 more in the 5th. A leadoff walk to Collado. A base hit by Merriman. First and second, they moved up on a wild pitch. Back-to-back walks. Bernabel walk brought in a run. Then a wild pitch brought in the 4th run. And that was it, 4-1. So for Nerrick had that one big hit for Wyoma, the home run. He also made a great play behind the plate, throwing a runner out at second base. Pena had the only other hit. For Westland, Peterson had a base hit, scored a run. Collado had a hit, a walk, scored a run. Merriman had 2 base hits, scored a run. Brendan Malloy was the winning pitcher, pitching the first 3 innings. He had a base hit. Dante Giordano had a hit and a walk. Gianni Bernabo reached on an error. Walk with the bases loaded, getting an RBI. He was on base twice. Tyree Spain reached twice on errors and scored a run. Sanchez reached on an error. Rodriguez reached on an error. So it was a pretty good team effort by Westland. Wyoma kind of gave it to him with 6 errors in the game. Most of the runs were unearned. They didn't get a lot of base hits, but the errors certainly helped, as they helped them to get 4 runs on the board, and Nerrick's home run avoided the shutout. So Westland finally gives up a run in the 6th inning. Their one run they've gave up in 2 games. Nerrick gets the home run to avoid the shutout, but 4-1, Westland wins it, and they'll keep moving on in the winners bracket as they knock off Wyoma. So the Red Sox of Westland defeat the Red Sox of Wyoma 4-1. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.